Tie him tighter. He won't escape. Look at him. He doesn't even look afraid. A proud man, but he will learn. He looks like no wanderer I've seen before. Who is he?
He doesn't look like a criminal.
That is the man they brought.
Silence! Bring the stranger forward. I have broken no law of Umueze, but if I must answer before your elders, then I will stand.
If he has broken a law, let the elders show us the truth.
Why defend stranger? Amara, the judgment of strangers is not the place for reckless words. Return to your place.
I spoke only for fairness, elder.
The people of Umueze believed they were judging a stranger, but the man standing before them was not who they believed. To understand the stranger standing in Umueze that day, we must return to the kingdom from which he came. Umueze was only one village among many. All of them lived under the rule of a powerful king. Far from those villages lived the king's first son. One day, Prince Emeka would inherit the throne. But the king who ruled those villages had grown old and weary, and the kingdom soon needed a new ruler. Prince Emeka had grown far from the villages of his father's kingdom. The people knew their king, but they did not know his son. The king had taken 2 wives in his lifetime, and each woman had given him a son. Prince Emeka had grown far from the quiet villages of the kingdom. He learned the ways of the wider world. But one day, a messenger arrived from the palace. The king had sent for his son to return home. And so the prince returned to the kingdom of his father. The people gathered to welcome the son of their king. Inside the obi, the old king waited for his son. The future of the kingdom now stood before him.
Welcome home, my son. Yes, father.
You're many years far from victim.
My son, the years have begun to weigh heavily on me. Father, you still rule this kingdom with strength. Strength does not last forever.
The king had ruled the land for many years, but even great rulers cannot escape the passing of time. But the king had another wife, and like many who live close to power, she had dreams of her own. So the prince has returned. The kingdom celebrates him already.
Mother, he is the first son.
The first son does not always become the king. In every royal house, the path to the throne is rarely simple.
You come to my shrine in the night, woman. What do you seek?
Future. My son must sit on the throne.
Then the first son must fall.
While the kingdom prepared for a new future, a darker plan was already taking shape.
When the prince eats this, his mind will scatter like dust in the wind. The people will say he has gone mad.
Then the throne will belong to my son.
Be careful, woman. The spirits always demand a price.
In the quiet of the night, a dangerous plan had begun. But fate often protects those whose path is not yet finished.
Take it and do not fail.
And so the charm left the shrine that night. My son, you have traveled far. Eat something and regain your strength.
Thank you, Lady Funanya.
But the prince remembered something his mother once told him.
Never accept food from the hands of those who smile without warmth.
Forgive me, I am not hungry tonight.
He refused my food, but the game is not finished. Harm had failed, but ambition rarely surrenders after the first defeat.
My son, the kingdom will soon need a new ruler. Father, I have not lived among these people. I have spent my years in the city building my life. That is why you were sent there to learn wisdom. I cannot rule people whose heart I do not understand. Leadership is not chosen when a man feels ready.
The prince respected his father, but his heart was still uncertain. Queen Nkem, the first wife of the king and the mother of Prince Emeka. The throne is not only a crown.
Mother, I fear ruling people I do not know. How can a man rule his people if he does not know their hearts?
And so the prince began to understand something important. Before a man can lead his people, he must first know who they truly are. Long before that day, a prince had made a decision that would test the hearts of his own people. Before dawn touched the kingdom, the prince laid down the signs of his royalty. For the first time in his life, Prince Emeka would walk the world as an ordinary man.
Father, I will walk among the people, not as their prince, but as one of them. Then you must live as they live. Eat their food, walk their roads, hear their truth.
And so the king allowed his son to do what few princes had ever dared.
For the first time in his life, Prince Emeka walked the road not as a prince, but as a stranger.
And so Prince Emeka left the palace that morning to discover the truth that no throne could ever show him. The road before him would lead to many villages, and to the moment when a prince would be mistaken for a beggar. And so the prince walked the roads of his father's kingdom as a stranger no one would recognize.
For the first time in his life, Prince Emeka would see the world through the eyes of the forgotten.
Bring him forward!
Yes, send him to the center!
But the truth standing before them would soon test the heart of the entire village. Sometimes the fate of a kingdom is decided in the hearts of ordinary people.